have to wait and hope there's a notification here.
Alrighty.
Alright.
Are we good? Hello everybody. Welcome to Painting with a Grumpy Old Man.
So your chat will happen right here.
Thank you. That's my son Ryan helping me out. I'm going to do a painting today that I like to do of sort of a nighttime snow scene, and it's really cool and I really like it. So let us commence with the painting. Red. Okay. Probably going to need more white today. I use a lot of white. And I'm going to go back and use some of my beautiful magenta. Absolutely love this color. I may add other colors to it, but I've started with a really dark background.
Hey, how you doing, Gertie?
Good to see you there. Glad you could join me. You guys, I'm trying out a new system today. I lost 2,000 followers because my account was hacked. So I'm a little irritated today, but I think I can still get through this. But we're going to do a nice snowy scene, right? So we have sort of a different look going on today than normal. But I am going to use my usual style of let's get this brush right here. Use my usual style of Impressionism that I like to use, and go here and get some dark spots. It's gonna be a little bit different than I normally paint today, but still very similar. Take some of this magenta and mix it with the blue, because I want it really dark. I want a really dark sky. And so I get through this very quickly. And this is going to be a very cool one. But yeah, yesterday I had done a live on my old one, Grumpy Old Man. Now, if you're following here, you know it's Grumpy Old Man too. But somebody hacked it and it kicked me out. 2,000 followers gone. So, very upsetting, as you can imagine. This looks very dark because it is very dark. Yeah, there's some wisdom from an old guy. You never thought you'd get that kind of wisdom, did you? I am making the edges very dark right now, but there'll be more light in the middle. Makes a little bit more of this blue and magenta. Just really lovely violet color that's coming through here, and it's absolutely gorgeous. In some of the other ones that I've done, I did it with a smooth canvas, with smooth colors in the back. The only variations were the different colors streaking together. But I thought I'd try the same type of a painting that I've been doing with the style I really prefer to use, which is lots of dots, lots of dashes and stuff, lots of different colors. And so, but this will be a nighttime scene, but hopefully not too dark. But I'm leaving some of the color showing through the back. I pre-painted this color for a reason, because I knew I was going to do a dark night snowy scene. And these are some of my favorite types of paintings. I do a lot of these. Reminds me of my time visiting my mother-in-law up in Pennsylvania, where they get these beautiful nights, the snow just laying on things and lights twinkling off of them, and it's just very pretty. Carpets of snows and trees and all sorts of just lovely things. But I enjoy painting these. If you're following me for the first time, this is the first video you ever watched, then you know I like to talk about my students. I'm a teacher, but not an art teacher. I'm a history teacher, actually. Except this year I'm teaching English. I must be very talented. They keep moving me from class to class. And whenever they're short a teacher, I'm the one they call for some reason. Maybe I'm the meanest. I don't know. I'm sticking in some blues here. Skies are not all one color. Nature is not all one color. Patterns are irregular in nature. I can, if I want to, paint a more realistic painting. I don't really want to. If I wanted to do that, I'd take a photograph. And I think photography is its own art form, to be perfectly honest. But this has a lot of purples and magentas and stuff in it, and it's going to be absolutely lovely when I'm done with it. And they will be for sale on eBay, as all my things are. MITAR_2742. You can go there and find my paintings. You can go on Poshmark at Mike Tarver, find my paintings there. You know, anywhere you want to go, I suppose. The easiest way, if you want to shop for my art, is to go to my website, which is mtarverart.com. And that will link, you can link there to both my Poshmark and my eBay account. My eBay account's usually 99-cent auctions, so you can get some really good deals and prices on that. Hi, that's my wife. My wife just came in. She's watching me while I paint. Now she's going away, wondering where breakfast is. Probably. Well, this is a beautiful Sunday day. I'll go into church probably later tonight. But right now, I'm free, so anytime I get free time, I like to get out here and do some painting. And so it's going to be pretty, 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 pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty girls. Oh my goodness, that's a Rolling Stones song. Some of you may remember it. If you're old as me. If you're not as old as me, you probably have no clue. But you can see the sky is very dark, but it's also very active. When you get really close to this painting where I am, you can see that this is actually very, very mobile. Like a bunch of atoms colliding in the sky. Coming with some lighter stuff right here. Okay. I think that's going to get me from my sky there. I'm just going to have a little bit lighter look down toward the bottom down here. But I got to go right back up into the sky, and I'm going to put some light colors through here. So I'm going to use my white and lighten up the sky a little bit. And you notice it's just a bunch of dots and dashes, dots and dashes, dots and dashes, over and over and over and over. The harder I push, the bigger my dashes. The lighter I push, the lighter my dashes. Okay. Just blending this just slightly. I don't want to overblend, because if I overblend, I'll lose the motion, the movement in the skies, and I don't want to lose the movement in the skies. I like the movement. But I do want to have a nice sort of a brightish color right here. And this is actually going to get more blended in this area than I normally would. I'm going to overblend a little bit. I'm getting a really nice light violet, pale violet through here. You can tell it's night, but I don't want it to be pitch black and dark. Getting the corners over there. I'm going to do some really strange and different things here. That's brighter than I wanted it to be, but that's okay. I'll tamp it down a little bit. Well, this will get covered up, you won't even see it. I don't know why I painted even. Sometimes I think I just paint it so I know it's there. But I want to blend these tones together. You don't have anything just brightly sticking out. And you don't want to end anything abruptly. You want to kind of drag it out. But yeah, very angry. It took me a year to build my followers. So, you know, slightly irritated that I lost them all in one fell swoop. That's somebody hacking me. So if you're a hacker, you're evil. Just to let you know, you're not my friend. But been having a really decent week, I think. Having a good time painting and enjoying my pink time. Talking to my friends, talking to them about my family. It's always a lot of fun. Trying to find brushes that I never seem to be able to find. That's always nice. Make sure I don't actually, I do have it in here, there's one. Okay, because this is a little different than what I normally do, I'm actually going to do a little blending in the sky here that I don't normally do, but I won't do a lot of it, just do a little bit of blending. I'm going to do some interesting things today. Right now, I'm going to come back with this guy. And I want to add some magenta in the sky, a little bit more magenta. Why? I don't like it, that's why. Not a lot of magenta, just a little here and there. Okay. And then I'm going to take my trusty brush here. This is my blending brush. You should always have one of these, maybe 2 of these or 3 of these. And I'm going to blend using the corner of the brush just to make myself a little sort of a light right here. And I'm going to come on up. I still have the dashes and dots are still in there. But I'm lightening my sky up just a little bit. You don't want to get it too light. I don't want to lose all that movement. Okay. Keep this thing clean a little bit. Let's get this magenta worked in. Yeah, that's nice right there. A lot of beautiful movement here. Let's get that back to be in a dark color. Drag that magenta over. See, I can move my colors a little bit with this blending brush. Not too far, but a little bit, so that I can get this really cool looking effect in the sky. And this is really a lot of fun for me. This is the man right here. So I still have all my colors coming through at different levels. I'm doing this very lightly. If you do it too hard, you will lose the motion. You don't want to lose the motion. You don't want to overdo the sky too much. You want to kind of okay. I'll go a little bit harder right here. A little more. Boom, boom. All right, so that's kind of an interesting looking sky there. I think I'm going to use some purple. Don't have a lot of purple left. Not really a big deal because if I want purple, I can actually go out. I can mix colors and make purple. But I'm looking for a sort of a dark color right here, but I'm going to dress it up in a minute and you'll see what I'm saying. But I'm going to make sort of a rocky outcropping in the back. And do that. But yeah, man, I was mad last night. I don't cuss, really. But I was on the edge of it last night. It was bad. It was bad. My son was upset. That's weird because he doesn't care that much. But I was very upset. I was very upset that I had lost this wonderful family that I built up. So I guess I'll be building up a brand new family.
Hey, got somebody back? J. March.
My show. Welcome to the show. Enjoy the show. But I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here, but I'm just going to make it like a little line over, sort of like rocks, I guess. A shelf. And I like to do some really weird things sometimes to my art. It's going to be kind of jaggedy. Maybe this is an alien landscape or something. Who knows? Nice and thick. This is a plastic palette knife. Prefer the metal ones. They're more expensive. And I lost all my metal ones. I don't know where they went. We've moved and removed so many times in my lifetime that family moves in, family moves out. So I end up with a whole lot of missing paraphernalia. But this is just a very dark purple here. It's nothing expensive. I'm just trying to make some old rocks back in here. And I want them kind of jaggedy and very stark. Okay. Now, I've got my sky and stuff, but before I go too far, I want to put my stars in the sky. Stars in the sky, la 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 la. Okay, oh here it is. I'm looking for this brush. Ba, 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 ba. Take a little bit of this water here. Fin this through the white. Get it out here. And I'm actually going to make stars. Yes, by tapping on the brush. And I always follow them down here in the early stages. And you're like, this is so messy, Mike. It is messy, but I don't really care. Because what I want to do is if I decide to have water, which I think I'm going to on this particular painting. If I want to have water, I want the stars reflected in the water. And so that's pretty cool looking right there. Yeah. You can watch this video on YouTube later on. I'll be having it on YouTube. And I can make a really light white magenta color. And I just let it break up as it goes across. And this is a common technique you can find with different art and artists. This is how you make a mountain or a rocky, snowy thing. You don't want to cover everything up, so you want it to drip. You want it to kind of drag, so that you have your paint is broken. And that allows you to get sort of a realistic feel for what exactly is happening here. And this is turning out quite nice, actually. But it's very light. If you think you're just going to get up here and hammer it in, that's not good because it's not going to happen that way. You have to be very light, very delicate with it. Some of them I leave a little darker than others. A lot of people are like, you gotta go all the way top. You don't gotta go all the way top. Guess what? There are rocks behind things. Rocks are not one-dimensional. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now this is sort of a lot of people say, well, I'm going to paint a painting this one way and that's the only way I'm going to paint it. You know, I don't do that. I paint a painting, if I use 2 or 3 styles or different methods, that's what I do. I'm okay with that. What I'm going to do right here, though, this is starting to look very surrealistic. You know, like, ooh, this is a beautiful place to go. And you'd be correct, because it is a beautiful place to go. But I find a height, and I'm just going to drag straight down. Trying to keep a straight line from my drag point. Okay, bringing it straight down. I'm going to find a clean dry brush. I say I'm going to find one, but we'll see if that actually works. You're working with acrylics a lot, your brushes may get stiff, so you need to make sure you break them up. And I'm just very lightly going to come across here like that, very lightly. And make myself a reflection in the water. And that's how you do it. Here, I've got a little dry, so a little more. And there I end up with reflections in the water. They're very pretty. Okay, so you can see this one's really coming out nice. This is going to be one of my faves. I am going to, in fact, right now put in land. Land ho! I'll find one of these old brushes like this. And I'm going to actually use 3 very dark colors. And I'm going to go in with a little landscape here on the bottom. I'm going to bring it all up here. Now you're looking at it and go, that doesn't look like land. I know it doesn't look like land, but guess what? It is. I'm going to make myself a beautiful little winter wonderland here. Very blue and red and just gorgeous colors here. Yeah, baby. No happy little clouds here. Okay, so this is where it gets kind of weird. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I think I'm going to bring in some trees. So I'm going to go back to my fan brush. I like to draw the trees in first, but I want to go a little darker. And I'm going to do what all the major artists tell you not to do. I'm going to add a little black. Very underrated color. Okay. Before I do that, however, I'm going to tap back in here and get me some more stars reflecting off here. Got to have those stars reflecting. Boom, 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 boom. Now this is not really hard to do, and pretty much just about anybody can do it. So don't be afraid. Whatever you mess up, you can always paint back over. Lord knows I've painted back over a lot of stuff in my life. Okay, so I'm going to come in here with this dark purple, black, blue. I'm going to water it down a little bit because I want it to be rather thin, like ink. And I'm just going to, let's see, put a tree here maybe. Okay, and then maybe another one right here. Okay. Maybe even a third one way out here on this side, a little closer. Okay. And then I'm going to come back through, and I'm also going to use a really watery paint. I'm going to tap at the corner of my brush. Now this is, if you've watched a Bob Ross video, you know this. This is not a new thing for you. I just happen to combine a lot of styles. I like to combine a lot of styles. I'm putting a little grass on the bottom here. You can cover up. But just, trees aren't perfect, neither are humans. Don't expect too much from either one of them. It's a little scrubbly scrub there. Come over here and do this one. I know it may be a little dark on your little thing there, but looks like I'm going to need just a touch more black. Make it nice and inky. Okay. Now this paint is very thick, so if you're trying to put really thick paint over thick paint, you really need to thin it down, especially with acrylics. And you get this beautiful color here. All right, that's beautiful. Okay, at this point, it's really quite simple to finish the painting up. And you can, if you're looking for perfection, take up another career or another hobby, because that is not a thing when you're painting. Being really clear. Now I'm just going back to sort of an impressionist use of the process here. I'm just tapping in little dashes of color, but I'm tapping them in using my fan brush, so it gives it sort of a look of, gives it sort of a look of dashes and dots and stuff, but without having too much dashes and dots. I always make these a little fluffier down here on the bottom. They're kind of subdued, they're more of a gray down here. Come through here. And sometimes it's better to put these these in before you put your trees in. Because we got snow going on here, people. Snow. Snow, 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 snow. This grass is all covered with frosty snow. You can see something that started so dark that you would think, wow, there's no way that's going to work. Ends up being quite light and beautiful, and still a nighttime scene. Painting nighttime scenes is not as easy as people think. They tend to get dark. Okay. Now I know you can't really see the trees yet. We're going to lighten them up as well. But I think what I'm going to do with the trees, just to set them off a little bit, is I'm going to pull some of this blue into my white and make a very, very light blue. It's got a little bit of that magenta still in there, so you get sort of a thing. But this is sort of a nice frosty cream color here. And I'm just going to come back the same way I did with the other ones and just kind of frost my trees up. But I'm going to leave some of that black in the back. You've got to leave that black or your tree disappears. And I have that black back there. This is not just straight white, this is a grayish blue. And I'm not trying to make everything just so easy to see. I'm just trying to give you an idea that there's some trees right here. Okay, so just touch it, the blues, and kind of leave that little space empty back there. Doing a little blending, even though I probably shouldn't. I do like things to kind of look right. Okay. Now we're looking at this beauty right here, and I think you're going to find that this is a really nice painting to look at. You can do it if you wanted to. You could add a boat or something. I don't really want to add a boat to this today because I'm getting ready to get really creative with my next painting that I will be showing you guys.
Who joined us? J.M. Marshall and Gertie Berger.
Glad you guys joined. I really enjoyed painting this painting with you. But this is a nice winter scene. It used Impressionist. It used sort of a Bob Ross wet on wet thing, and dashes and dots, and my paintings are about that. I mean, you can splash things on things. You can make your world out of anything you want. When they tell you you got to do it this way, you got to do it that way, you got to blend it such and such. You don't blend this, you don't use this color. You know what? Listen to me. You use whatever color you want. You blend whatever you want, and you paint whatever you want. Don't let them tell you that you got to do it a certain way. This is you having fun, not them. You should be doing this for fun. If it's not fun, don't do it, people. Just don't do it. So I'm going to sign off here for just about an hour, but then I will log back on. It's Grumpy Old Man 2. Visit my website at mtarverart.com, mtarverart.com. You can go to my eBay, 99-cent auction. There's a lot of great things on there for auction. And you can go to my Poshmark account where I have like 150 paintings on there. But just remember, keep control of your put security on your accounts, because people like to hack. I don't know why, but I guess they're just rotten people who need to be whooped. So stay cool, stay healthy, stay off my lawn. Grumpy Old Man out.